That's a wrap-up of all the action and the medal presentations. In a few minutes' time, we'll get round to the wrap-up. In fact, we could begin to talk about the day overall, and then we'll go through the weight categories. We'll give our tech team a chance to get the highlights all wrapped up and prepared, and then once that's done, then we'll go through the weight categories. We won't dwell for too long on each of the picks, but we are ready actually. The finger's gone up, the right finger, that is, because I have had the other finger from them at times, but we've got the right one today, so we can have a wrap up of today's action, and we will start with the under. What was it?
63s.
We'll start with the under 63 kilo category.
But I think in general, I think we had a really quite a good level of athletes throughout today, and we could pick some top picks who did eventually come through to the finals. But we said, is it a bit of a slow start? But it wasn't that it was a slow start. I just think people were evenly matched, and when they're evenly matched, it can take quite some time to get through those contests, but overall, I think when we got through to the finals, I thought Joanne Van Lieshout from the Netherlands, thought she was going to come through. She did get beat in a semi-final, but she bounced back for a bronze medal, so that was quite interesting. But for me, Katarina Kristo of Croatia, she had a blinding day. And she was unstoppable in the final. It
did exactly what it said on the tin, from start to finish.
Yeah.
Look the business, and then defeated Varga, who also.
Yeah.
And
it was basic. It was what I'd say basic judo. It was a big effort. That was from an earlier contest, just changing directions, but. Yeah, like I said in the final, she just kept it really simple and made it look easy. I think sometimes when you put the contests together, you can see, her style is the Losi and Agi. She likes the Ouchi change of direction.
Yeah, we had picked up on that low Ouchi now. I'm trying to remember who it is that normally executes that, but it was well done. In any case, it was part of a good day for Croatia because they also had another athlete in the 70 kilo category. We will come to that, but before that, we're going to take a look at the under 73 kilo category. Did you have a particular pick this morning?
I did.
You did.
You set me up for this. Adrian Sulca from Romania. He was my pick, just generally because I've seen him throughout his junior career, and also he's already medaling at senior level European Opens as well, which that's impressive considering his age. He came through, and nobody really seemed to trouble him either. So, interesting for the Slovenian Mesilicek, who was. Had a fantastic semi-final with a dynamite throw, but he didn't have an answer, did he, in the end for Sulca?
Yeah, he seemed to run out of ideas when he got to the final. Because he was impressive, throughout the day. I enjoyed watching him. And then when it came to the under 70 kilo category, I think we had begun the day by talking about Ai Tsunoda. To be honest, that was really who we were looking at. She was one of the seeds, number 3 seed. The top two, by the way, the top half, the 2 seeds in the top half, numbers 1 and 4, Martina Esposito and Kalia Isufi, they both went out, didn't feature in the medals, and the medals came from the lower half of the draw, in particular with the gold medal winner, Natalia Chistiakova, who was the number 2 seed, and who I think by the end of the day had impressed both of us, just with the way she went about her craft, without, being too flashy, and just, doing a really good job.
Yeah, there was a real system to a judo where she understood who she was fighting, what grip to get on them, and what part of her judo repertoire was going to work on them. And well, in the final, she had a really hard contest in the final. Well, it should have been, but she made quite light work of the Croatian. And the Croatian, already under 23 European champion, you know, on paper, you just thought that's hers in the bag, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and she threw her twice.
Yeah.
You know, not just the once. And it wasn't like one of those, you know, the second throw wasn't at the end when the Croatian was desperate trying to do something. She got caught twice. So ended up getting rid of Jetko and Tsunoda.
Yeah.
So
you
good
can
work
see she's
from her.
a main technique is that Soto Makakami, and it's just about controlling the sleeve. But because she does it so well, there she that was it. Yeah, that was in the final. She finished her with the Ouchi that time, Uchimata that time. But all the time it's about controlling that high sleever of opponent.
See, there was a minute 27 left on the clock, and she was still the one who was attacking, despite the fact that she had a Wazari on the board. She looked as though she wanted to finish things, and it was. We were talking about the stance, that upright, in-your-face kind of stance that slowed the Croatian down. I think it's like, oh, hang on a minute, I've got a real fight on my hands here. I'm not the one controlling and dominating where this goes.
Yeah.
You know, this girl's really coming at me here.
And you know that this weight category, 70 kilograms, really suits that style of judo. She actually does remind me of a young Barbara Matic, the style of judo that she does.
Yep. Yep. Okay, and then we had the last of the weight categories. It was the under 81 kilo category for men. I can't remember if you had a pick this morning, but I'm going to put you on the spot and say, did you?
No, I didn't actually.
I thought it might be that boy, Adam Kopetsky, the Czech.
Oh, I did.
The Czech boy, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mention him just because he's still very young. I'm sure he's only 18.
Yeah, well, just as well you mentioned him because
he
did some stuff, didn't he?
Yeah, he did some stuff. But I think that was the whole kind of theme coming through today, that the gold medalists and Kopetsky as well, for his age, they look so mature in the style of judo, and you could see it with Suleymanov in the final, the Russian. You know, a little bit similar to Gober yesterday from France. They look after themselves, they take the superior grips, they don't get flustered, they don't overreact, and they keep safe, and by doing that, the partners put themselves into vulnerable positions, and then they can get the finishes.
Well, it didn't take long for Suleymanov to get going, because round two he was already throwing the Dutchman, Van Dijk, for Ippon. And I'm just going to check to see what kind of day he had, because we talk about, perfect day. So Ippon in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. He had Ippons all the way through. He didn't give up a single score, but he did pick up a few Shidos along the way. So not quite the perfect day, but more than impressive enough to warrant consideration for being player of the day. He's pretty much up there. All right, that is all that we've got for you from day 2 of competition here in Luxembourg at the Junior European Championships. We'll be back tomorrow with the third and final day of individual competition. I say individual competition because we do have another day after that. That's on Sunday, when we're going to bring you all the excitement of the mixed team event. But from Chloe Cowan, Vickers and myself, it's bye-bye for now.
Goodbye.